music be the food of love. Play on. Give me excess of it. That surfeiting, the appetite may sicken, and so die. That strain again. It had a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ear, like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough, no more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. O spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity, receiveth as the sea. Naught enters there, of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy, that it alone is high fantastical.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curio?
The hart.
Why, so I do. The noblest that I have. Oh, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That instant was I turned into a hart, and my desires, like fell and cruel hounds, e'er since pursue me. How now? What news from her?
So please my lordship, I might not be admitted, but from her hand I do return this answer. The element itself, from 7 years' heat, shall not behold her face like ample view, but, like a cloistress, she will veiled walk, and water once a day her chamber round with eye offending crime. All this is season, our brother's dead love, which she will keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that hath a heart of that fine frame, to pay this debt of love, but to a brother. How will she love, when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affections else that live in her? When liver, brain, and heart, these sovereign thrones are all supplied, and filled her sweet perfections with one self-king. Away before me to sweet beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you, sailor?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. And so perchance may he be.
True, madam. And to comfort you with chance, assure yourself that after our ship did split, when you and those poor numbers saved with you clung to our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself, courage and hope both teaching him the practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where, like Arion on a dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves, so long as I could see.
For Satan, so... There's gold. Mine own escape unfolded to my hope. Whereto thy speech serves for authority the like of him. Knowest thou this country?
Aye, madam. Well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature, as in name.
What is the name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know, what great ones do the less will prattle of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died, for whose love, they say, that she has abjured the sights and company of men.
Oh, that I served that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
That were hard to compass, for she will admit no kind of suit. No, not of the Duke's.
There is a fair behavior in thee, Captain, and though that nature with the beauteous wall doth oft close in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid for such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this Duke. Thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me very worth of service. What else may have, to time I will commit. Only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, then let my eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
To take the death of her brother thus. I'm sure cares and meets a life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Why let her accept before accepted?
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes be good enough to drink in, and be these boots too. And they be not, let them hang themselves by their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday. And of a foolish knight you brought in here one night to be her wooer.
Who? Sir Andrew Augustine?
Aye, he.
He's as tall a man as any is in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but to have a year and all these ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fie, that you'll say so. He plays the viol de gambois. He speaks 3 or 4 languages word for word, without book, and hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed almost natural. For besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreler, and that he hath the gift of a coward to ally the guts he hath in quarreling. 'Tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, he's drunk, nightly in your company.
With drinking else to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there's passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He's a coward and coistrel that will not drink to my niece till his brains send to the toe like a parish top. But what wench, Castiliano Volgo, for here comes Sir Andrew Agaface.
Sir Toby Belch! Oh no, Sir Toby Belch!
Sweet Sir Andrew!
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew! Accost!
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good mistress accost. I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good mistress Mary accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is to front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
And now that part so, Sir Andrew, that thou mightst never draw sword again.
And you part so, mistress, I would I might never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you, bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Why, I think so. I'm not such an ass, but I can keep my hand dry. But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir. I have them at my fingers' ends. Mary, now I let go your hand. I am barren.
Oh, knight, thou lackest a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think. Unless you see canary put me down. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian.
or an ordinary man has. But I'm a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or not do? I wish I had bestowed the time in tongues that I have in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. Oh, had I but followed the arts.
Then hast thou had an excellent head of hair.
Why, would that have mended my hair?
Oh, past question. For thou seest, it will not curl by nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does it not?
Oh, excellent. It hangs like flax on a distaff.
Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen. Or if she be, it's 4 to 1 she'll none of me. The Count himself here hard by woos her.
Oh, she'll none of the Count. She'll match above her degree, neither in estate, years, nor wit. I've heard her swear it. Tut, there's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I'm a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and revels sometimes altogether.
Art thou good at these Texases, knight?
As any man in Illyria, whatsoever he may be, under the degree of my betters. And yet I will not compare with an old man.
Oh. What is thy excellence in a galliard, knight?
Faith, I can cut a caper.
And I can cut the mutton to it.
And I think I have the back trick simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things hid? Wherefore are they a curtain before him? Are they like to take dust like Mistress Mauld's picture? Why dost thou not go to church in a galliard and come home in a Coranto? My very watch should be a jig. What dost thou mean? Is this a world to hide virtues in? I did think, by the excellent constitution of thy leg, it was formed under the star of a galliard.
Aye, 'tis strong. And it does indifferent well in a flame-colored stock.
Ooh.
Shall we set about some revels?
What shall we do else? Were we not born under Taurus?
Taurus, that sides and heart.
No, sir, it is legs and thighs. But let me see thee caper. Higher! Excellent!
He of these favors to you, Cesario. You are to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger. You either fear his humor or my negligence, that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant, sir, in his favors? No, believe me. I thank you. Here comes the Count.
Who saw Cesario, ho?
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowest no less but all. I have unclasped thee the book, even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them, there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous, and leap all civil bounds, rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well, tack my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth, than an nuncio's of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it, for they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth than Rubius. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all assemblative a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Some 4 or 5 attend him. All, if you will, for I myself am best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a barful strife. Whoe'er I woo, myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips so wide as a bristle man to waive thy excuse. My lady will hang me for thy absence.
Let her hang. He that is well hanged in this world needs to fear no colors.
Make that good.
He shall see none to fear.
A good Lenten answer. I can tell thee where that saying was born of. I fear no colors.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars. And yet you may be bold to say in your foolery.
Well, God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools, let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or to be turned away. Is not that as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage, and for turning away, let summer bear it out.
You are resolute then.
Not so neither, but I'm resolved on 2 points.
That if one break, the other will hold. But if both break, your gaskins fall.
Apt in good faith, very apt. Well, go thy way. If Sir Toby would leave drinking, thou wert as witty a piece of e-flesh as any in Illyria.
Peace, you rogue! No more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely, you were best.
Wit, and be thy will, put me into good fooling. Those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I that am sure lack thee may pass for a wise man. For what says Quinopolis? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellows? Take away the lady.
Go to. You're a dry fool. I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel will amend. Or give the dry fool drink. Then is the fool not dry? Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot, let the botcher mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If that this simple syllogism will serve, so. If it will not, what remedy? As there is no true cuckold but calamity, so beauty's a flower. The lady may take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Misprision in the highest degree. Lady, cuculis non facit punacum. That's as much to say as I were not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool!
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, gentlemen.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he'll not pass his word for tuppence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that had no more wit than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest. I take these wise men that crow so at these set kind of fools no better than the fool's zanies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. For to be generous, guiltless, and a free disposition is to take those things for bird bolts that you deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in a loud fool, though we do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury is duly fleecing. for thou speakest well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman who much desires to speak with you. From the Countersino, is it? I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man, and well attended. Who of my people hold him in delay? Your kinsman, madam, Sir Toby. Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Get you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I am sick, or not at home. What you will to dismiss it? Now you see, sir, how your foolery grows old. How people dislike it.
Thou hast spoke for us, Madonna, as if thy eldest son were a fool, whose skull Jove crammed with brains. For here he comes. One of thy kinsmen has a most weak pia mater.
Why, mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman!
A gentleman. What gentleman?
He's a gentleman here. Play this big old herring. How now, sot, good Sir Toby?
Cousin! How have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery! There's one at the gate.
Aye, Mary. What is he?
Let him be the devil an he will, I care not. Give me faith, say I. It's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draft above heat makes him a fool. The second mads him, and the third drowns him.
Go down and seek the coroner, and let him sit on my cuz, for he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned. Go look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, but the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, my lady? He's fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and he says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind?
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is when 'tis almost a peas cod, or a codling when 'tis almost an apple. 'Tis with him in standing water between boy and man. He speaks very shrewishly and is very well favored. One would think his mother's milk were scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Give me the veil. Come, throw it on my face. We will once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The most honorable lady of the house! Which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will.
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn. I am very comfortable, even to the least sinister usage.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I've studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentleman, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
Know my profound heart, and yet, by the very things of malice I swear, I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain if you are she, you do usurp yourself. For what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then move on into the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it. I'll forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
'Tis the more likely to be feigned. I pray you, keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not the time of moon with me to make one in so skimping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber. I'm here to hole a little longer. Some mollification for your giant sweet lady. Tell me your mind. I'm a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver, when the courtesy of it is so fearful.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you begin rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am, and what I would, are secret as maidenhood. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom. In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we will draw the curtain and show the picture. Look you, sir. Such a one I was this present. 'Tis it not well done?
Excellently done. If God did all.
'Tis ingrained, sir, to lend your wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive if you will leave these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will as item 2 lips, indifferent red. Item 2, gray eyes, with lids to them. Item 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love to be but recompense, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet, I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, in voices well divulged, free, learned, and valiant, and in dimensions in the shape of nature, a gracious person. And yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial, I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why, what would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contented love and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Halloo your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state as well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless perchance you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. I thank thee for thy pains. Spend this for me.
I'm no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart a flint that you shall love, and let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state as well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, actions and spirit, to thee fivefold blazon. Not too fast. Soft. Soft. Unless the master were the man. How now? Even so quickly may one catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle self screaming at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Mavolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same Phoebus messenger. The Count is mad. He left this ring behind him. Would I or no, I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I am not for it. But that the youth will come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for it. Hi thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I do I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatter from my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not know. What is decreed must be. And be this so.
Stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me, and the malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore, I shall crave of you your leave, that I might bear my evils alone. It were a bad recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Let me yet know of you whither you are bound.
No sooth, sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I am willing to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in manners, rather, to express myself. You must know me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Rodrigo. My father was that Sebastian Messeling, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and his sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended? But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea, was my sister drowned.
Alas, today.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful, though I cannot with much estimable wonder over far believe that. Yet thus far I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment.
My good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, kill whom you have recovered, desire it not. Fare you well at once. My bosom is full of kindness, and I am yet so near the manners of my mother, that upon the least occasion, my eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, or else I would shortly see thee there. But, come what may, I do adore thee so, that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
You not, even now, with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace, I have since arrived hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance that she will none of him. And one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring from me, all none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it should be thus returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed, so much that sure me thought her eyes had lost her tongue. For she did speak in stars distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me this churlish messenger. Not of my lord's ring, why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis, poor lady, she were better live a dream. Disguise, I see the hurt of wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time, thou must entangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Approach, Sir Andrew. Not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes. And deliculo surgery, thou knowest.
Nay, my troth, I know not. But I know, to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and to go to bed then is early. So that to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. Does not our life consist of the four elements?
Faith, so they say, but I think it rather consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Married, I say, a stoup of wine.
Here comes the fool, if faith. How now, my heart? Did you never see the picture of we three?
Welcome, ass. Now, let's have a catch.
By my troth, the fool has an excellent breath. I had rather than 40 shillings, I had such a leg, and so sweet a breath to sing, as the fool has. In sooth, thou wast in very gracious fooling last night, when thou spokest of Pigo Gromitus, of the Vapians passing the equinoctial of Quibus. 'Twas very good, if faith. I sent thee 6 pence for thy layman. Hadst it?
I did impedicus our gratitude, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock. My lady has a white hand, and the myrmidons are no bottle ale houses.
Excellent! Why, this is the best fooling when all is done. Now, a song.
Come on, there's 6 pence for you. Let's have a song.
There's a testrol of me, too. If one night
Would you have a love song, or a song of good life?
Oh, a love song, a love song.
I care not for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming. That can sing both high and low, that can sing both high and low. Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming. Journeys end in love, lovers meeting. Every wise man's son doth know, every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent, good, in faith.
Good, good.
What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet, sweet and 20. Useless stuff will not endure. Useless stuff will not endure.
A mellifluous voice, as I am true knight.
A contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious, if it.
To hear by the nose, it is dulcet and contagion. But shall we make the welkin dance indeed? Shall we rise the night owl in a catch that will draw 3 souls out of 1 weaver? Shall we do that?
And you love me, let's do it. For I am dog at a catch.
By Our Lady, sir, and some dogs will catch well.
Most certain. Let our catch be thou knave.
Hold thy peace, thou knave knight. I will be constrained in it to call thee knave knight.
'Tis not the first time I have constrained one to call me knave. Begin, fool. It begins, hold thy peace.
I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
Good, if they. Come, begin.
Hold thy peace.
Hold,
thy peace.
Hold thy peace. Hold.
Hold thy peace.
Hold thy peace, oh nay.
Oh.
Hold thy peace.
Hold thy peace, oh nay.
What a caterwauling you keep here! If my lady had not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
My lady's a Catayan. We are politicians. Malvolio's a Pegaramsey, and 3 merry men be we. Am I not consanguineous? Am I not of her blood? Tilly Valley lady. There dwelt a man in Babylon, lady.
And beshrew me, the knight's an admirable fooling. Aye, he does well enough if he be disposed, and so do I too. He does it with a better grace, but I do it more natural.
On the 12th day of December! Aye, masters! Are you mad? Or what are you? Have ye no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an alehouse of my lady's house, that you squeak out your coziers catches without mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect of place, persons, nor time in you? We did keep time, sir, in our catches. Sneck up. Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbors you as her kinsman, she is nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell. Farewell, dear hearts, since I must needs be gone.
Nay, good Sir Toby.
His eyes do show his days are almost done.
Is it even so? But I will never die.
Sir Toby, there you lie.
This is much credit to you. Shall I bid him go?
What then if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, you dare not. Not.
Out of tune, sir. Ye lie. Art any more than a steward? Dost thou think, because thou art virtuous, there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Yes, by St. Anne and Ginger shall be hot in the mouth too.
Ha ha, thou'rt in the right. Go, sir. Rub your chain with crumbs. A stoop of wine, Maria. Mistress Mary, if you prize my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this hand.
Go shake your ears.
'Twere as good a deed to drink when a man's a-hungry, to challenge him to field, and then to break promise with him and make a fool of him.
Do it, knight. I'll write thee a challenge. Or I'll deliver thy indignation by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count is today with thy lady, she is much out of quiet. For mensur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a nayword and make him a common recreation, do not think I have enough wit to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us. Tell us something of him.
Marry, sir, sometimes he's a kind of Puritan.
Oh, if I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
What, for being a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it, but I have reason good enough.
The devil a Puritan that he is, or anything but a time pleaser, an affectioned ass, that Con states without book, and uttered it by great swarce, the best persuaded of himself, so crammed with excellencies, as he thinks, that it is on his grounds of faith that all look upon him, love him, and all in that vice in him will my revenge find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein, by the color of his beard, the shape of his leg, the expressure of his eye, forehead, and complexion, he shall find himself most willingly personated. I can write very like my lady your niece. On a forgotten matter, we can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent. I smell a device.
I have it in my nose too.
He shall think, by the letters that thou wilt drop, that they come from my niece, and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is, indeed, a horse of that color.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
Ass, I doubt not.
Oh, 'twill be admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physical work with him. I will plant you two, and let the fool make a third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it, for this night to bed, and dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she's a good wench.
She's a beagle, true bred, and one that adores me. What of that?
I was adored once too.
Let's to bed, knight. Thou hast need send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I am a foul way out.
Send for more money, knight. If thou hast her not in the end, call me cut.
And I do not, never trust me. Take it how you will.
I'll go burn some sack. 'Tis too late to go to bed now. Come, knight, come, knight.
Give me some music. Now, good morrow, friends. Now, good Cesario. But that piece of song, that old and antique song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much, more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. Come, but one verse.
He is not here. So please your lordship that should sing it.
Who was it?
Bessie the jester, my lord. A fool that the Lady Olivia's father took much delight in. He is about the house.
Seek him out, and play the tune the while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstaid and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It gives the very echo to the sea where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it, young though thou art, thine eye has stayed upon some favor that it loves. Hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favor.
What kind of woman is it?
Of your complexion.
She is not worth thee, then. What years in faith?
About your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven. Let still the woman take an elder to herself. So wears she to him, so sways she level in her husband's heart. For boy, however we do praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and unfirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and worn than women's are.
I think it well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affection cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas that they are so. To die, even when they to perfection grow.
Oh, come, fellow, the song we had last night. Marcus Cesario, it is old and plain. The spinsters, and the knitters in the sun, and the free maids who weave their thread with bones do used to sing it. It is silly, sooth, and dallies with the innocence of love, like the old age.
Are you ready, sir?
Aye, prithee, sing. Come away, death, and in sad cypress let me be laid. Fly away, breath, fly away, breath. I am slain by a fair, cruel maid. Not a friend greet my poor corpse, where my bones shall be thrown. 1,000 sighs to save lay me, oh, where sad true lover never find my grave to weep there. There's for thy pains.
No pain, sir. I take pleasure in singing, sir.
I'll pay thy pleasure then.
And surely, sir, pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me now leave to leave thee.
Now, the melancholy god protect thee, and make thy doublet of changeable taffeta. For thy mind is a very opal. I would have men of such constancy put to sea, that their business might be everything, and their intent everywhere. For that's it that always makes a good voyage of nothing. Farewell.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands. The parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her, tell her I hold as giddily as fortune. But 'tis that miracle, and queen of gems that nature pranks her and attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir.
I cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love a great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her. You tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite. No motion of the liver, but of the palate, that suffers surfeit, cloyment and revolt. But mine is all as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare between that love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
Aye, but I know
What dost thou know?
too well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter, loved a man, as it might be perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment, like a worm of the bud, feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy, sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will, for still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister for love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too, and yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme. To her in haste. Give her this jewel. Say, my love can give no place, by no denay.
Come thy way, Signor Fabian.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Wouldst thou not be glad to have this niggardly, rascally sheep-biter come by some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
And to anger him, we'll have the bear again. And we'll fool him black and blue, shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not. It is pity of our lives.
Here comes the little villain. How now, my meadow of India?
Get you three to the box street. Malvolio's coming down this walk. He has been yonder in the sun practicing behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him, for the love of mockery. For I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close, in the name of jesting. Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
'Tis but fortune. All is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me. And I've heard herself come thus near that, should she fancy, it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone that waits on her. What should I think on it? Here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace. Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advanced plumes.
Slight. I could so beat the rogue.
Peace, I say. To be Count Malvolio. Ah, rogue!
Pistol him! Pistol him!
Peace. There is example for it. The Lady of Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fire on him, Jezebel!
Oh, peace! Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state. Oh, for a stone bow to hit him in the eye. Calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I've left Olivia sleeping. Fire and brimstone! Oh, peace! And after demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place, as I would they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman Toby. Bolts and shackles! Oh, peace!
Now.
7 of my people with an obedient start make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up my watch, or play with my some rich jewel. Toby approaches. Courtesy's there to me. Shall this fellow live?
Though our silence be drawn from us with cars, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control. And does not Toby take you a blow of the lips then? saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes, having cast me thus on your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What? What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Out, scout! Nay, patience, or we break the seal of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, I warrant you.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas I, for many do call me fool.
What employment have we here?
How is the woodcock near the gin?
Oh, peace, and the spirit of humor intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, and her T's. And thus makes she her great P's. It is in contempt of question her hand.
Her C's and her U's and her T's? Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. Her very phrases. By your leave, wax. Soft, and the pressure of her Lucrece with which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady's hand. To whom should this be?
This wins him liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. What follows? The number's altered. No man must know. If this should be the Malvolio.
Marry, hang thee, Brock!
I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife, with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
A fustian riddle! Excellent, once say I.
M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, but first, let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
And with what wing the Staniel checks at it?
I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. I serve her, she is my lady. This is evident to any formal capacity. There's no obstruction in this. And the end. To what should that alphabetical portion pretend? If I can make that resemble something in me. Softly. M-O-A-I.
Oh, I make up that. He is what I called sense.
Sartre will cry pardon for all this, though it be as rank as a fox.
Malvolio M, where that begins my name.
Did I not say he would work it out? The cur is excellent at fault.
M. But then there's no consonancy in the sequel. The suffers under probation A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Aye, or I'll cudgel him and make him cry out.
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and had you any eye behind you, you might see more detractions at your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. This simulation is not as the former, and yet, to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft, here follows prose. If this fall into thy hands, revolve. In my stars I'm above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands, let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slough, and appear fresh. Be opposite with the kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. She thus advises thee, that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember. Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee, a servant still, the fellow of servants, and one not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devise, the very man. I do not now fool myself till imagination jade me, For every reason excites me to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and this she manifests herself to my love, with a kind of injunction that drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars I am happy. I will be strange, stout, and cross-gartered in yellow stockings, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Here's yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
I will not give my part of this sport for a pension of thousands to be paid from the Sophie.
I could marry this wench for this device.
So could I too.
And ask no other dowry with her, but such another chest.
Nor I neither.
Here comes my noble goal catcher.
Wilt thou set thy foot on my neck?
Borrow mine either,
Shall I play my freedom at traded and become thy bond slave?
in faith, or I either.
For thou hast put him in such a dream that as the image of it leaves him, he must ride mad.
Nay, but say true doesn't work upon him.
Oh, like aqua vitae with a midwife.
If you will then see the fruits of this sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he will now smile upon her, which will be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.
There will now be a brief 15-minute intermission.
Save thee, friend, and thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir. I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live at the church. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
So thou mayst say, the king lies by a beggar if a beggar dwell near him, or the church stands by thy tabor if thy tabor stands by the church.
Thou hast said, sir. To see this age, a sentence is but a shiver glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nice with words may quickly make the wanton.
I would therefore, my sister had no name, sir.
Why, man?
Why, her name's a word, and to dally with that word might make my sister wanton. For indeed, words are very rascals, since bonds disgrace them.
Thy reason, man?
Troth, sir, I can yield none without words, and words have grown so false. I am loath to prove reason with them.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir. I do care for something, but I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, I would make you invisible.
Art thou not the Lady Olivia's
fool? No, sir. The Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. And husbands are as to fools as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. I'm indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee later at Count Orsino's.
Foolery, sir, does walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, sir, but the fool should be as off with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, now pass upon me. I'll no more with thee. Hold. There's expenses for thee.
Now, Jove, his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I'm almost sick for one, though I would not have it grow on my chin. Is thy lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bread, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to good use.
I would play Lord Pandarus of Phrygia, sir, to bring a Cressida to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
The matter, I hope, is not great, begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. My lady is within. I will construe to them whence you come. What you are, what you would are, out of my welkin. I might say element, but the word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe the mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons and the time, and, like the haggard, check it every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labor as wise man's art. For folly that he wisely shows as fit, but wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir.
Deus vos garde, monsieur.
Et vous aussi, votre serviteur.
I hope, sir, you are, and I am yours.
Wilt thou encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter, should your trade be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir. I mean, she's the object of my voice.
Oh, and taste your legs, sir. Put 'em to motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean by bidding me to taste my legs.
I mean, to go, sir. To enter.
I will answer you with gate and entrance. But we are prevented. Most excellent accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors upon you.
That youth's a rare courtier. Rains odors. Well.
My matter hath no voice, but to your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Odors, pregnant, and vouchsafe. I'll get 'em all three already.
Let the garden door be shut, and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly fame was called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino, you.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours.
For him, I think not of him. For his thoughts, let them were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to wet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you, I bid you never again speak of him. But would you undertake another suit? I would rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady!
Give me leave, I beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did hear, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Under your hard constructions must I sit, to force that on you in such a shameful cunning, which you know none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine heart to the stake, and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous hearts can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom hideth my heart. But let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not a grize. Which is a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why then, methinks, 'tis time to smile again. A world how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. The clog upbraids me with the waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth. I will not have you. And yet, when witted youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Yet stay, I prithee, tell me what thou thinkest of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt showed not itself so soon the love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the rose of the spring, by maidhood, truth, honor, and everything, I love thee so. Then maugred all by pride, nor with no reasons can my passions hide. Do not exhort thou for a reason for this clause, for that I woo, that therefore has no cause. But rather, reason thus with reason better. The thought is good, but given on some better.
By innocence I swear, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall be mistress of it, save I alone. So adieu, good madam. Never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now bores, to like his love.
No, Faith, I'll not stay a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear Venom. Give thy reason.
You must needs use your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Count's serving man than ever she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Well, did she see thee, the wild old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her towards you.
Slight, will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
She did show favor to the youth in your sight, only to exasperate you, to awaken your dormouse valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should have then accosted her, and with excellent jests, fire new from the mint, you should have then banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you'll hang like an icicle on a Dutchman's beard. Oh, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt, either of valor or policy.
And it be anyway, it must be with valor. For policy I hate. I'd as lief be a brownist as a politician.
Why then, build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me, the Count's youth, to fight him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it. And assure thyself, there's no love broke in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with woman than a report of valor.
There's no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go, write it in martial hand. Be cursed and brief. It matters not how witty, so it be eloquent and full of invention. Taunt him with the license of ink. If thou douse him thrice, it shall not go amiss. And as many lies as will lie in thy sheet of paper, though thy sheet be big enough to fit the bed of ware in England, set him down. Go about it. Let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thou write with a goose pen. No matter about it.
Where shall I find you?
We'll call thee at the cubiculo. Go.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I've been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it.
Oh, never, trust me then. And by all means, stir on the youth to an answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hail them together. As for Andrew, if he were open, and you find so much blood in his liver as would clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth, fairer than his visage, no
Great presage of cruelty.
Look, where the youngest friend of 9 comes.
If you desire the spleen and will laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. Yon gold Malvolio's turned heathen, a very renegado. For there is no Christian that means to be saved by believing rightly can never believe such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stockings!
And cross-guarded?
Most villainously! Like a pedant that keeps the school in the church, I have dogged him like his murderer. He does obey every point of the letter that I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into more lines than is in the new map with the augmentation of the Indies. You have not seen such a thing as this? I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. I know my lady will strike him, and if she do, he'll smile and take it for great favor.
Come, bring us where he is.
I would not by my will have troubled you, but since you make a pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desire, more sharp than filed steel, did spur me forth, and not all in love to see you, though so much as might have drawn one to a longer voyage. But jealousy, what might befall your travels, being skilless in these parts, which, to a stranger, unguided and unfriended, often prove rough and unhospitable. My willing love, the rather by these arguments of fear, did set me forth in your pursuit.
My kind Antonio, I can no other answer make but thanks. And thanks, and ever off good turns, are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. But where my worth is as my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. What's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first see your lodging.
I am not weary, and 'tis long tonight. I pray you, let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me, sir? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once, in a sea fight, against the Count his galleys I did some service. Of such note indeed, that I were ta'en here, it scarce be answered.
Belike you slew a great number of his people.
The offense is not such of a bloody nature. Albeit the quality and time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. It might since have been answered in repaying what we took from them, which for traffic's sake most of our city did. Only myself stood out, and if I be lapsed here, I shall pay dearly.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here is my purse. In the south suburbs at the Elephant is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet, whilst you beguile the time and feed your knowledge of viewing of the town. There shall you have me.
Why I your purse?
Haply your eyes shall light upon some toy you desire to purchase, and your store, I think, is not for idle markets, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer, and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
I've sent after him. He says he'll come. But how shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more often begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where is Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and suits well for a servant of my misfortunes. Where is Malvolio? He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam. Why, what's the matter? Does he rave? No, madam. He does nothing but smile. Your ladyship will best have some guard about you, for if he come, for sure the man is tainted in his wits. Go, call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. What hope? Malvolio!
Sweet lady! Ho, ho!
Smilest thou? I sent to run thee for a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sonnet is. Please one and please all.
What? What does the man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
Aye, to bed, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so? And kiss thy hand so oft? How do you, Malvolio?
At your request. Yes, nightingales answer daws.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness
thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee!
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings,
Thy yellow stockings!
and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered!
Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this is very midsummer madness! Madam, the young gentleman from Count Orsino is returned. I can hardly entreat him back. Here waits your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Aha! Do you come so near me now? No worse a man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose, that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter. Cast thy humble slough, says she, be opposite to the kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue tang with arguments of state, and consequently sets down the manner how, as a sad face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue, in the habit of some serve note, and so forth. I have limed her, but it is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow, not Malvolio nor after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together. That no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no incredulous or unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove, not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Which way is he in the name of sanctity? If all the devils of hell be drawn in little, and Legion himself possess him, yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is. How is it with you, sir? How is it with you, man?
Go off! I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off!
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him! Did not I tell you, Sir Toby? My lady prays you to have a care of him.
Aha! Does she so?
Go to. Peace.
We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is it with you? What man? Defy the devil. Consider he's an enemy to mankind. Do you know what you say?
Why, you! And you speak ill of the devil! How he takes it at heart! Pray God he be not bewitched!
Carrieth water to the wise woman.
Marry, and it shall be done tomorrow morning if I live. My lady would not care to lose him for more than I'll say.
Why, how now, mistress?
Oh, Lord!
Peace! Do you not see you move him? This is not the way.
No way but gentleness. Gently. The fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
Why, how now, my bogcock? How dost thou chuck?
Sir!
Aye, Biddy, come with me. What man? 'Tis not for gravity to play at cherry pit with Satan. Hang him, foul collier!
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby! Get him to pray!
My prayers, minx!
No, I warn you, he will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves all! You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
Is it possible?
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as an improbable fiction.
It's very genius. I've taken the infection of the device, man.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and take.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
We'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already under the belief that he is mad. We may carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime, tired and out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him.
At which time we will bring the device to the bar and crown thee the fighter of madmen. But see.
More matter for a May morning?
Here's the challenge. Read it. Warrant there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is it so saucy?
Aye, I warrant him. Do but read.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so. For I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note. That keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly. But thou liest in thy throat. That is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Very brief and to exceeding good sense. Less.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me,
Good.
thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still you keep the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well, and may God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, so look to thyself. Thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Augustine. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it to him.
Ooh, you may have verification for it. He's now at some commerce with my lady and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew. Scout me for him at the corner of the orchard like a Bombay. As soon as thou seest him, draw, and as thou drawest, swear horrible. For it comes to pass oft that a terrible oath, with a swaggering accent and sharply twanged off, gives manhood more approbation than proof itself might have earned him. Away!
Nay, let me alone for swearing. Poppycock!
No, I not deliver this letter, for the behavior of the young gentleman makes him out to be of good capacity in breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. Therefore, this letter, being so excellently ignorant, will breed no terror in the youth. He will find it comes from a clodpole. But, sir, I will deliver a challenge by word of mouth, set upon Augustine a notable report of valor. This will drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so fright them both that they will kill one another by the look, like cockatrices.
Here he comes with your niece. Give them way till they take leave, then presently after him.
I will meditate the while upon some horrid message for a child.
I have said too much unto a heart of stone, and laid mine honor to a chariot. There's something in me that reproves my fault. But such a headstrong, potent fault it is, that but mocks reproof.
With the same behavior that your passion bears goes on my master's grief.
Here, wear this jewel for me, 'tis my picture. Refuse it not. It hath no tongue to vex you. I beseech thee, come again tomorrow. What may you ask of me that'll deny? That honor save me upon asking give.
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How? With mine honor, may I give him that which I have given to you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow. A fiend like thee, I bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, sir.
That defense thou hast, betake you to it. Of what nature the wrongs are thou hast done him, I know not. But thy interceptor, full of despite and bloody as a hunter, attends thee at the orchard end. Dismount thy tuck, be here in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I'm sure no man hath any quarrel to me.
My remembrance is very free and clear from any image of offense done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard. For thy opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man withal.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is a knight, daubed with unhatched rapier and uncarpet consideration. But he is a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced 3, and his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be known but by pangs of death and sepulchre. Hobnob is his word. Give it or take it.
I will return again to the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men that will quarrels purposely toward others, to taste their valor. Belike, this is a man of that quirk?
Sir, no. For his indignation derives itself out of a most competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Back you shall not to the house, unless you undertake that with me, with which as much safety you might answer him. Therefore, on, or strip your sword stark naked. For metal you must, that's certain, or forswear to wear iron about you.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech thee, do thee the courteous office as to know of the knight what my offense to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Signor Fabian, stand you by this gentleman till my return.
Pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament. But nothing of the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
Nothing of that wonderful promise to read him by his form, as you are like to find him in the proof of his valor. He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite you could have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him if I can.
I shall be much bound to you for it. I'm one that had rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my mettle.
My man, he's a very devil. Never have I seen such a farrago. I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard, and all. And he gives me the stocking with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And on the answer, he pays you as surely as your feet hit the ground they stand on. They say he has been a fencer to the Sophie.
Pox on it, I'll not meddle with him.
Aye, but he cannot now be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it. And I had thought he had been so valiant and so cunning in fence. I'd have seen him damned here, and I'd have challenged him. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse, Great Capulet.
I'll make the motion. Stand you on it till my return. This shall end without the perdition of souls. Mary, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. I have his horse to take up the quarrel. He thinks the youth's a devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him, and pants and looks pale, as if a bear wet is he.
There's no remedy, sir. He will, for his honor's sake, have one bout with you. Therefore, draw for the supportance of his vow. He protests. He will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of a man.
Give ground if you see him furious.
There's no remedy, Sir Andrew. He will, for his honor's sake, have one bout with you. He cannot, by the duello, avoid it. But he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you. Away.
Pray God he keep his oath.
I do assure you 'tis against my will.
If this young gentleman have done offense, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I for him defy you.
You, sir. Why, what are you?
One, sir, that for his love dares yet do more than you have heard him brag he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you.
Oh, good Sir Toby, hold! Here come the officers!
I'll be with you anon.
Pray, sir, put your sword up if you please.
Marry will I, sir. And for that I promise you, I'll be as good as my word. He will bear you easily, and reigns well.
This is the man. Do thy office. Antonio, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me.
No, sir, no, John. I know your favor well. Though you have no sea cap on your head, take him away. He knows I know him well.
Must obey. This comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy. I must answer it. What will you do now that my necessity makes me to ask you for my purse? It grieves me much more what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed. Be of comfort.
Come, sir, away!
I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? For the fair kindness you showed me here in part, being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and nobility I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present with you. Hold. There's half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? Is it possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest that it make me so sound a man as to upbraid those kindnesses that I've done for you.
I know of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling, drunkenness, or any tainted vice whose strong corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves!
Come, sir, I pray, go!
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise most venerable worth, did I devotion.
What's that to us? The time goes by. Away.
But oh, how vile an idol proves this God. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good feature shame. In nature, there is no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauty's evil are empty trunks, overflourished by the devil.
The man grows mad. Away with him. Come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passions fly, that he believes himself. So do not I. Prove true, imagination. Oh, prove true. That I, dear brother, be not taken for you?
Come hither, knight. Come hither, Fabian. We'll whisper a couplet or two of most sage saws.
He named Sebastian. I, my brother, know yet living in my glass. Even such and so in favor was my brother. And he went still in this fashion. Color, ornament. For him I imitate. Oh, if it prove. Tempests are kind and salt waves fresh in love.
A very dishonest paltry boy. More a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend in necessity and then denying him. As for his cowardice, ask Fabian.
A coward. A most devout coward. Religious in it.
Slid, I'll after him again and beat him.
Do it, knight. Cuff him soundly. But ne'er draw thy sword.
And I do not.
Come, let's see the event.
I dare lay money. 'Twill be nothing yet.
Will you make me believe that I am not sent for you?
Go to, go to. Thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear of thee.
Well, hold out, Faith. No, I do not know you, nor I am not sent to you by my lady to bid you come speak with her, nor your name is not Master Cesario, nor this is not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest not me.
Vent my folly? He has heard that word of some great man, and now applies it to a fool. Vent my folly. I am afraid this great lubber, the world will prove a cockney. I prithee now, ungird thy strangeness, and tell me, what shall I vent to my lady? Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There's money for thee. If you tarry longer, I shall give worse payment.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand. These wise men, they give fools money, do get themselves a good report, after 14 years' purchase.
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's the thief.
Why? There's the thief! And there! And there! Are all the people back?
Hold, sir! Or throw your dagger over the house!
Oh, this will I tell my lady straight. How it not be in some of your coats for tuppence?
Come, sir, hold!
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him. I'll have an action of battery against him if there be any law in Illyria. Though I struck him first, yet it's no matter for that.
Let go thy hand!
Come, sir, I'll not let go. Come, my young soldier, put up thy iron, for you are well fleshed. Come on!
I will be free from thee! What wouldst thou now? Thou darest tempt me further. Draw thy sword!
What? What? Nay, then, I must have an ounce or two of this malapert blood from you.
Hold, Toby! On my life I charge thee, hold!
Madam!
Will it be ever thus, righteous wretch? There for the mountains and the barbarous caves where manners ne'er preached, out of my sight. Be not offended, dear Cesario. Brethren, be gone! I prithee, gentle friend, let thy free wisdom, not thy passion sway, in this most uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. But go with me into my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath washed up, so that thou thereby mayest smile at this. You cannot choose but go. Do not deny. Be sure his soul for me. He started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. Be still my sense and let it steep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee. Wouldst thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so, and so be! Nay, I prithee, put on this gown and this beard. Make him believe that thou art Sir Topus the curate. Do it quickly, I'll call Sir Toby the whiles.
Well, I'll put it on. I will dissemble myself in it. And I would I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown. I'm not tall enough to become the function well, nor lean enough to be thought a good student, but to be said an honest man and a good housekeeper goes as fairly as to say a good man and a great scholar. The competitors enter.
Jove bless thee, Master Parson.
Fairness, dear Sir Toby. For as the old hermit of Prague, who never saw pen and ink, very witchily said to a niece of King Gorboduc, that is. So I, being Master Parson, am Master Parson. For what is that but that, and is but is?
To him, Sir Topus.
What do I say? Peace in this prison.
The knave counterfeits well. A good knave.
Who calls there?
Sir Topus the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Sir Topus, good Sir Topus, go to my lady.
Thou diabolical fiend! How vexest thou this man? Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Oh, well said, Master Parson.
Good Sir Topus, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
Fie, thou dishonest Satan! I call thee by thy most gentle terms, for I am one of those gentle ones who will use the devil himself with courtesy. Sayest thou that the house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topus.
Why, it hath bay windows transparent as barricadoes, and the clear stores toward the south, north, are as lustrous as ebony. And yet, complainest of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Topus. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest. I say there is no darkness, but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
And I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never man thus abused. I'm no more mad than you are. Make the trial of it in any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wild fowl?
that the soul of our grandam might happily inhabit a bird.
What thinkest thou of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and in no way approve his opinion.
Fare thee well. Remain thou still in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinions of Pythagoras, ere I will owl of thy wits, and fearest to kill a woodcock, lest thou dispossess the soul of thy grandam. Fare thee well.
Setopus! Setopus!
Most exquisite Setopus!
Nay, I am for all waters.
Thou mightest have done without thy gown and beard. He sees thee not.
To him in thine own voice, and bring us word of how thou findest him. I would we were well rid of this knavery. If he may be conveniently delivered, I would he were, for I am so far in offense with my niece, that I cannot with any safety pursue this sport of the upshot. Come by and by to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how my lady does.
Fool!
My lady is unkind, purty.
Fool!
Alas, why is she so?
Fool, I say!
She loves another. Who calls, huh?
Good fool, as ever thou wilt deserve well at my hand, help me to a candle and a pen, ink and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you besides your 5 wits?
Fool, never was man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
Then you be mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise you what you say. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, thy wits the heavens restore. Endeavor thyself to sleep, and leave thy vein. People babble.
Setopus.
Maintain no words with him, good fellow. Who, I, sir? Not I, sir. God be with you, Sir Topus. Marry, amen. I will, sir. I will.
Fool! Fool! Fool, I say!
Alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir? I am shent for speaking to you.
Good fool, some light and some paper. I'm as well in my wits as any man in Ilaria.
Well a day that you were, sir.
By this hand I am! Good fool, some light and some paper, and convey what I have set down to my lady. It will advance thee ever more than the bearing of letter did.
I will help you to it. But, tell me true. Art thou mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I will never believe a madman till I see his brains. I will fetch you light paper and ink.
Fool, I requite it in the highest degree. I prithee, be gone.
I am gone, sir, and anon, sir, I'll be with you again, in a trice like to the old vice your need to sustain, who with dagger of lath, in his rage and his wrath, cries aha to the devil, like a mad lad, pare thy nails, dad, adieu, good man devil.
This is the air, and that is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it. And though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, 'tis not madness. Where is Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephant, and yet there he was, and there I found this credit, that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel now might do me golden service, for though my soul disputes well with my sense, that this may be some error, but no madness. Yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes, and wrangle with the reason that persuades me to any other trust but that I'm mad. Or else the lady's mad. Yet, if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, or command her followers, take and give back affairs in their dispatch, with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing, as I perceive she does. There's something in it that's deceivable. But here, the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. fine, if you mean well. Now go with me and this holy man into the chantry by. And there, before him, and underneath that consecrated roof, pledge me the full assurance of your faith, so that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. Whilst you are willing, it shall come to know what time will our celebration keep according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and let the heavens so shine, so they may fairly note this act of mine.
Let me see his letter.
Good Master Fabian, grant me another request.
Anything.
Do not desire to see this letter.
That is to give a dog and a recompense to desire my dog again.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes, and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary. The better for thy friends.
No, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
Marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly I am an ass. So that by my foes, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends, I'm abused. So, as conclusions to be as kisses, if your 4 negatives make your 2 affirmatives, why then, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Why, this is excellent.
By my troth, sir, no, though it please you to be one of my friends.
Thou shalt not be the worse for me. There's gold.
But that it would be double dealing, sir. I would you could make it another.
Oh, you give me ill counsel.
Put your grace in your pocket, sir, for this once, and let your flesh and blood obey it.
Well, I will be so much a sinner as to be a double dealer. There's another.
Primo secundo tertio is a good play. And the old saying is, the third pays for all. The triplex, sir, is a good tripping measure. Or the bells of St. Bennet may put you in mind. 1, 2, 3.
You could fool no more money out of me at this throw. If you will let your lady know I'm here to speak with her, and bring her along with you, it may awake my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty, till I come again. I go, sir. But I would not have you to think that my desire of having is a sin of covetousness. But as you say, sir, let your bounty take a nap. I will awake it anon.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well. And yet, when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. A bobbling vessel was he captain of, for shallow draught and bulk unprizable, with which such scatheful grapple did he make, with the most noble bottom of our fleet, that very envy and the tongue of loss cried fame and honor on him. What is the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the phoenix and her frock from Candy. And this is he that did the tiger board, when your nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in fervent rabble did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion, put strange speech upon me. I don't know what 'twas but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou saltwater thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on base and ground enough, Orsino's enemy, a witchcraft brought me hither. That most ungrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas enraged and foamy mouth did I redeem. A wreck past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake did I expose myself, pure for his love, into the dangers of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he was beset, where, being apprehended, his false cunning not meaning to partake with me in any danger, taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing, while one would wink, denied me mine own purse, which I recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 months before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy. Both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth hath tended upon me. But more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord, but that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam.
Gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario, good my lord?
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, it is as fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel?
Still so constant, lord.
What, to perverseness? You uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul the faithfulest offerings hath breathed out, that e'er devotion tendered. What shall I do?
Even would it please my lord, that shall become him.
Why should I not? Had I the heart to do it. Like to the Egyptian thief at point of death. Kill what I love. A savage jealousy that sometimes savors nobly. But hear me this. Since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favor, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this, your minion, whom I know you love, and whom, by heaven I swear, I tender dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love, despite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I must jocund act and willingly. To do you rest, 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love. More than I love these eyes, more than my life. More vile moors than e'er I shall of wife. If I do feign you witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I may detest it. How am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come, away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario. Husband. Stay.
Husband.
I, husband. Can he that deny?
Her husband, Sirrah.
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the basis of thy fear which makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearest. A welcome, good father. Father, I charge thee by thy reverence, here to unfold, though lately we intended to keep in darkness, what occasion now reveals before 'tis ripe. What you doth know had lonely passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by the mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by the interchangement of your rings, and all the ceremony of this compact, sealed in my function, by my testimony, since when my watch hath told me toward my grave, I've traveled but 2 hours.
O thou dissembling cub! What wilt thou be when time is so to grizzle on thy case? Or not else thy craft so quickly grow, that thine own trip shall be thine overthrow. Farewell and take her. But direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never
My
meet.
lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little faith that thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby!
What is the matter?
He has broke my head across, and has given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help! I had rather than 40 pound I were at home.
Who has done this, true.
The Count's gentleman, once Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman Cesario.
Ah! Horse lightning! Here it is! You broke my head for nothing. And that I did. I was set on to do it by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I have spoken fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby halting. You shall hear more. But if he had not been in drink, he would have tickled you other gates than he did.
How now, gentlemen? How's it with you?
Someone has hurt me. There's the end on it. Sot! Did see Dick Surgeon, Sot.
Oh, he's drunk, Sir Toby. An hour agone. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
And he's a rogue. And the passing measures panning. I hate a drunken rogue.
Away with him! Who has made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
Will you help? An asshead and a coxcomb and a knave, a thin-faced knave, a gall.
Get him to bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinsman. But had it been the brother of my blood, I would have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other, but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and 2 persons. A natural perspective that is and is not.
My kind Antonio, how the hours have racked and tortured me since I have lost thee.
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in 2 is not more twin than these 2 creatures. Which one is Sebastian?
Most wonderful!
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature, to be here and everywhere. I had a sister, whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman? What name? What parentage?
Of Messalene. Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother, too. So and he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
Spirit I am indeed, but am in this dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were you a woman as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his mortal act. That day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing lets to make us happy both but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me till each circumstance of place, time, fortune, do cohere and jump that I am Viola. Which, to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain in this town where lie my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrence of my fortune sins hath been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady. You have been mistook, but nature to her biased you in that. You have been contracted to a maid, nor are you therein by my life deceived. You are betrothed to both maid and man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be true, as yet the glass seems so, I shall have share in this most happy wreck. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times thou never wouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and those swearings keep as true in soul as doth the orbed constant the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand. and let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain that did bring me first on shore hath my maid's garments. He upon some action is now endurance at Malvolio's suit, a gentleman and follower of my lady's.
He shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio hither. And yet, alas, now I remember me. They say, poor fellow, he is much distract. A most extracting frenzy of mine own remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the stave's end, as well as a man in his case may do. Has here writ a letter to you? I would have delivered it to you today morning, but as madman's epistles are no gospels, it skills not much when delivered.
Opt and read it.
Look then, to be well edified, when the fool delivers the madman. By the Lord, madam!
Oh no! Art thou mad?
No, madam, I do but read madness, and your ladyship must have it as it ought to be. You must allow vox.
I pray thee, read it thy right wits.
So I do, Madonna, but to read his right wits is to read thus. Therefore, perpend, princess, and give ear.
Read it, you, sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right, or you much shame. I leave my duty a little unthought of, and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savors not much of distraction.
See him delivered. Fabian, fetch him hither. My lord, these things further thought on, to think me as well a sister as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on it. So please you, here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for your service done him, so much against the metal of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this day be your master's mistress.
A sister, you or she?
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, the same. What ho, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong. Notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Write from it if you can, and hand no phrase, or say 'tis not your seal nor your invention. You can say none of this. Well, grant it then and tell me, in the modesty of honor, why you have given me such clear lights to your favor, bade me come smiling and cross-gartered to you, to put on yellow stockings, and to frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people. And acting this in obedient hope, why you have suffered me to be in prison, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious Gekingol that our invention played upon. Tell me why.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess much like the character, but out of question 'tis Mariah's hand. And now I do bethink me, it was she first told me that thou was mad, and then camest in smiling, and in such forms that were supposed on thee in the letter. I prithee be content. This practice hath most shrewdly passed upon you, but when we know the grounds and authors of it, you shall be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own case.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel nor no brawl to come taint the condition of this present hour, which I have wondered at. In hope it shall not, most freely I confess, myself and Toby set the suffice against Malvolio here, upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How if a sportful malice was followed, or rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed, that have on both sides passed?
Alas, poor fool, how they have baffled thee.
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one Sir Tubus, sir. But that's all one. But do you remember? Why laugh you at such a barren rascal? And you smile not? He's gagged. And thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenges.
I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you!
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him, and entreat him to a peace. He has not told us of the captain yet. When that is known, and golden time convents, a song combination will be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Come, Cesario, for so you shall be, while thou art a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress, and his fancy's queen.
I was and a little tiny boy with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain. A foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every day. With the hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate with the hey-ho, the wind and the rain, gainst knaves and thieves men shut their gate, for the rain it raineth every day. The hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day. When I came alas to wive with the hey-ho, the wind and the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain it raineth every day. With the hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day. When I came unto my beds with the hey-ho, the wind and the rain, with tosspot still had drunken heads, for the rain it raineth every day. With the hey-ho, the wind and the rain, for the rain it raineth every day. A great while ago the world had begun with the hey-ho, the wind and the rain. But that's all when our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every